I think it's rolling. Hi.
It's okay.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Hi. Good morning. Who are you?
I'm Tzachi.
Tzachi. That's from. But
Originally it's Isaac, but Tzachi is my nickname.
yeah. And you're Israeli.
I'm Israeli, yeah. From Tel Aviv.
Yeah. Tel Aviv is a very, very nice city.
Yes. You can say that Tel Aviv is separate from Israel almost. There is the Tel Aviv country.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can imagine that. Is this your first time in Stockholm?
No, the first time was when I was 17.
You came here because of love, as everyone does.
I know, as a matter of fact, I came because I just came with a trip of young people to all Scandinavia. That was the reason. But it was a lot of years ago.
So welcome to Design and Dessert. I'm going to have a sip of coffee, and you should try the Swedish lussebulle.
Lucibula, I will try it. Nice one.
It's very saffrony.
Saffron? What?
Saffron. It's saffron in it.
There is saffron inside?
Yeah. So how do you like it?
Nice, yes.
Are you a dessert person?
Yeah, you can say so. Yes, yes.
What kind of desserts do you like?
Knafe.
I have no idea. What is that? What is knafe?
Yeah, you know, if we are in an interview and I have to do something, to tell you something new, so I talking with you about knafe. Knafe is a typical Mediterranean dessert.
Okay.
It's combined kadaif, if you know what's kadaif.
I have no idea. Yeah.
It's kind of something that I really don't know. And there is cheese inside.
Okay.
It's a nice one.
Okay. Maybe I'll try that next time I go to Tel Aviv. Yeah. You should. Yeah. You are a designer and you represent a brand, and the brand is called Umasqu.
Yes. Yes.
And how old is the brand?
It's 4 years and 3 months, something like that.
I think it's kind of amazing that you start your brand. Why did you wait so long?
Because I didn't have the money for that before, and because I was in other business. I was in the web business, and I was afraid to do design.
Why?
Don't know, you know, I have to go to the psychology to try to understand why, but that's what happens. But when I had the opportunity, I just got inside.
Yeah. And what do you do?
Masks.
Show me that one that is next
Oh.
to you.
Okay. Generally, what I'm doing is taking images, and make them as decorative objects for the wall.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. And you've done that for 4 years now.
Yeah.
Is it going well?
I think so, yes. Yeah.
Do you have like a goal of success? When do you see yourself as successful?
When I start to sell in France and when I start to see my projects my product in magazines, then I understood that there is something inside in it.
So how big is your company?
8 employees. Yeah. It's a studio. It's not something very small, but not something very big. And I intend to do it not something very big. I not intend to have a big factory in China, for example. I hope that everything, even in the future, will be still producing in my studio.
Okay. But why don't you want to have a factory in China, for instance? Why choose that?
Because I don't love the fact that in the end of the chain there would be a Chinese that earn $5 for a month, for a day, and working for me. I wouldn't feel good with myself. I'm trying to be honest. I can tell you that all my employees have good salaries. It's something very important to me, you know, in my heart. That's it.
How many masks do you do per year?
I can tell you that this month I produced around 2,000 masks.
So 20,000 per year?
Yes. No. It was a big success for this this Christmas, but generally I made this year around 12,000, something like that.
Yeah. So you're a millionaire now?
No.
When will you be rich?
I think that it's very difficult to be rich from design. Yeah. It's like to be, you know, there is rich people because I have a very rich my wife gave me the opportunity because she had the money for that, but you can compare it to a boutique vineyard. You can have a very unique boutique vineyard, but in the end of the day, when you would check the numbers, it's not that you can be rich from that. You can have a decent life with that, but for me, it's enough.
So why do you, I mean, you have different passion than making money. So what's...
But
What's
to make design.
yeah, exactly. So, but what's in it? What is in it that's driving you? Why do you make new collections?
First of all, because I'm a designer, and that's my DNA to do new things. And secondly, it's because I love my employees. So it's very nice to me to come in the morning, to get into the studio, to work with my employees, to have new things. For example, the day before I came here, we just sent 600 pieces to make everything together that it will work, that will be good. I'm feeling good with it.
I was here this morning and you had sort of like a talk and talking about your business. You do things for the wall, and they could basically be art.
Yeah.
How do you define it? Why do you want to be a designer, not an artist?
Because I'm a designer. That's my background. I cannot, make a switch in my head to say, I am an artist. Yeah. I'm not an artist. I am a designer that doing things, unuseful things, but still my background, the history that I know is more about design than on art. I know artists, but deeply I know much better design. And if you design in art is different things, because design is just in the middle of all the consumer world, and art could be something different from that. And again, that I'm a designer.
So, but would you call your things art? I mean, or is it a taboo word? I mean, it's everything but art. Or
art is a big thing. It's a decorative object for the wall. Yeah. So in that point of view, it's kind of an art. Yeah. But it's affordable art. It's not very expensive art. When you buy my product, you know exactly why did you buy it in that price. You can see it. You can see the work on it.
So talk about your collections. You see some of the things back here. I think that the audience have seen most of the things already. The Eye, for instance. Is that your most successful piece?
It's one of the most successful pieces because it's a very pure, very common icon. Yeah. Also,
it's an eye catcher.
It's an eye catcher icon in the Mediterranean. It's kind of a talisman, right. The eye. Yeah. But there is a word, Ain Hara, which is a bad eye. Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know what the word for that, but it's one of my best sellers, the eyes, yes.
And would you do masks and you do animals?
I'm doing images. Oh, this is, I'm doing the Fatima's hand too, right, yes. One of the very curious things was that I got Fatima hands order from a shop in Korea, in Seoul. Don't know why. I can tell you that the Guggenheim Museum shop ordered for me the Fatima hands. Right. If it's an object that I like, that I feel that I can do something with it, I'm doing it. I'm just doing it.
Do you know what they should do from Sweden?
No.
When you had your talk, I just realized. Yeah. No. Yeah, because we have our mythology. Yeah. We have the gods, the Odin and Thor and all the other ones. And Thor has a hammer. And the hammer is also like a charm, an amulet. So you could wear it around your neck, and it gives you good luck. It's, so you do the Thor's hammer, and not as in the comic Thor, but rather than the Norse Thor.
There is an art because, for example, on the Fatima's hand and the eye, you can see a lot of art using that object.
You have the runes, etc. You can Google it. Thor's hammer. Now that's a charm. That's for you. And everyone in Sweden would know what it is. So you do that. How do you work with your collections? Because you have African masks, and then you have artists, and then you have animals. And how do you work with that?
Wow, tough question.
Okay, let's skip that. Okay. So this is a Thor's hammer from Jimmy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm starting in a collection. I'm trying to have a collection that will have the same language. For example, the modern African is more. It's an African look, but a very modern graphic patterns. Yeah. And the Chile tribe is more humor, more tribal, you can say so. That one is more graphic in my point of view. Yes, that one.
I think we all agreed on that this would be very Swedish.
Those one are more graphic, and those one are more tribal. Yeah. Yes.
The audience is not going to see that.
What?
They're not going to see it because the camera is not pointing that direction.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
But you also do limited editions as well. And how is that working? Could I call you and say like, can you make a portrait of me?
I'm doing it, not a lot. I used to do it before a lot because I had the time for that because I was less successful. So if someone would call me, I say, yes, okay, I will do it. And I did some portraits. But today it's a bit difficult to me. So if it's a commercial, for example, I did a special B for Galerie Lafayette. It was Galerie Lafayette. They paid the amount of money exactly that like I did for the Pompidou shop with the Mr. B, which is kind of a reflection for Francis Bacon exhibition that they have right now in the Pompidou. Yes, but I'm open to have, and I love it because if someone is giving me the headline, to try to think about new headlines for new collections, it's not something very easy. So if someone is coming to me with a content and to try to put my language in his content, it's even easy to me. And if it's a challenge content, I would be very happy to do it.
I'm moving on to the next question. Okay. So you've had your company for 4 years now, which is a fairly young company, but you're not that young. Sorry.
Almost 56. Yes.
Yeah, we're about the same age. But what's the advantage of waiting to start your company until you're 50?
You're much smarter.
Yeah.
Much smarter. Yeah. You not shout on your employees. You know how to handle things. No, if I think of myself as a young guy that tried to open that business, I will broke up before. I will get bankrupt before, because I have to manage a business. Yeah. For example, my production manager is a 24 years guy that started that's just a production worker, and he's still 24 years. He's very talented. He's a very good one, but I have to deal with him as a 24 years old guy. So in my age, it's much easier to me to take his nonsense. Yeah. So it's very important from my point of view that I'm 55 and I opened my business just when I was around 50.
So what's the challenge of being 50 plus when you start your company? How do you keep track of like everything that's digital, for instance? As an example,
That's one of my added values, because my background is in the media business. I used to be a VP in the largest news website in Israel. So it's very natural to me. I understand that language very good. I come from it. So I'm not feeling 50 plus from that point of view. I have Facebook, Instagram. I know everything from that point of view.
Do you have TikTok?
No.
Me neither.
No TikTok. But another advantage is that all my employees are very young. They are between 20 to 33, which is my young designer, which is 33. And it's a generation, one generation. It's not my generation. So there are times it's complicated. It's complicated with terminology, their words, their habits, even their humor. Yeah. When I start to joke with them, they think that I'm racist because I used to have a humor from the 70s that when I grew up, and those kind of humor cannot be existed today because of this kind of politically correct, something that is very nature to young guys. And for me, there are times I'm feeling old.
Our 15 minutes are almost up. I mean, 15 minutes travel. Yeah, I know, and it's really, really short. How do you want to interpret Scandinavian design to your design?
Wow, it's a good question. A good question that my head is thinking about it since I started this lecture. I think that I have to understand the delicate of how they look on colors, shapes that should be more simple, more abstract, less colorful, to try to adapt my language to your homes.
Thank you. Our time is up, and enjoy your lussebulle. And I'll see you at Maison Aubier, and I hope to see you in Tel Aviv soon as well.
If you will come, you can just contact me and come to meet me in the studio. I'll be very happy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
It was good.